brothers and sisters, one of the wisdoms, especially for us outside of the area taking place, one of the wisdoms that we need to appreciate in the light of the Battle of Uhud is the reality of those who are on the side of Allah, on the side of the Messenger, on the side of the Ummah, versus those who are on the side of the oppressor. It is now time to call out, to name and shame. It is now time to see the reality. Who is speaking in defense of the people that are being killed, and whose silence is loud and deafening. Whose silence is loud and deafening. It is now time to call out those people who are, instead of siding with the oppressed, they're jumping over them and wanting to establish ties with the apartheid regime. They want to establish relationships with the very oppressors and turn their backs upon a cause that was one of the most important causes of the Ummah. For 80 years, the Ummah had been united. For 80 years, the Muslim and the Fasiq, the one who was practicing and even the one who was not practicing, the entire Ummah had been united. That this cause is a cause that is deep to our hearts. Only in the last few years has the rhetoric changed, and we've seen groups of people, they want to normalize with the oppressor. They want to turn their backs on the oppressed. Wallahi, this is a blessing in disguise for us to see the reality of what is going on here. And we see this reality now. How can you normalize with groups of people who are going to put children in hospitals? How can you normalize with the most oppressive regime on the face of this earth currently? So we have to call it out and say that if this is not nifaq, then what is nifaq?
We lived together, the Jewish community, for hundreds of years in Palestine, in Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, Iran. In all the countries we lived and flourished as religious Jews amongst religious Muslims without any human rights groups to protect us. We always lived together. We babysat each other's children, even though we have a distinctly different religion. And it was never a cause of animosity. All that changed is the introduction of Zionism, the control of the land. And since that came, when they started coming in and taking over the lands, since then there's death and suffering.